TV St. John's.
Welcome back, everybody. How are you doing tonight? It is Out of the Fog, and I gotta thank you so much for joining us for the kickoff of 2023. We're gonna have shows right up until the summer, and I'm super excited to have a whole bunch of deadlies hang out on the couch. I also want to say hello to everybody who I ran into over the Christmas holiday week. So many wicked people coming up talking about how they love the show, and they think I do a good job, and that's great because I hear a lot of other stuff too. So I'm going to tell you what's happening tonight. We have Lindsay Delaney. She is a model, photographer, creative director making waves across the country. Chantal Kraviachuk photo spread coming out next week. Who's counting? She's going to be on the couch talking about what it's like to take Newfoundland and blow it up nationally doing what she loves. And of course, Sherry Ryan is back up in the studio singing 2 songs and an interview. We're going to hang out with her in just a minute. But right now we're going to throw to the first of 2 songs by Sherry Ryan. Check it out.
Sparrow sings a new song all across the nation, cleverly improved on spreading imitation. They all sing it in the wintering grounds, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee bound. Come on, we could use some kind of celebration. Nothing to do with how it's over now. Wait till you hear them making their rounds west of the Rockies, coastal California bound. They were singing the same old song, and they left it all behind. Things change and you move along when you're ready. Sparrow sings a new song all across the nation, clearly improved upon, spreading everywhere. They all sing it in the wintering grounds, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee bound. Wait till you hear them making their rounds west of the Rockies, coastal California bound. California bound.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I'm hanging with my homegirl from the LBMC OC, the one and only Sherry Ryan.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm great.
Sparkly top on you.
Yeah.
You knew you wanted to come see me and impress me. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's all about you
I know.
and
Thank
impressions.
you for saying that out loud. Sherry, man, I'll tell you, and the last time we were at the show, I was so fanboy style, but when I think about two musicians that actually plugged me into the reality of that I could actually sing and make music and play music, it's you and Chris Andrews, who both, Mrs. Kelly, who we were just talking about, our primary, elementary, junior high-esque music teacher who we love. She had you come into a music class and play guitar, and I'd never played guitar.
Oh.
And that's what got me into guitar.
Wow. Well, she taught us guitar on her lunch break, and after school she stuck around, and that's my first guitar lessons was from Mrs. Kelly.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing. Very wonderful opportunity.
Where does inspiration come from? Well, I guess it's the people around us, especially in our childhood years.
Yeah.
So, are you all impressed that you changed my life?
Yes, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Chris Andrews came into the school gym one day, and we all sat on the floor of the gym of St. Francis of Assisi, and he played guitar, and he had someone else. He played boron at that time with whoever was with him. And between that experience, watching you play guitar and sing for us in class during a day, and Chris, it's funny, how it all comes full circle, because now we're friends, living life, making music, and well, you so way more than me. I mean, look at all the albums that you've put out. How many?
I just put out my 5th album in October, so that feels really good. Yeah.
I mean, geez, where does it all come from? Where does the inspiration to create music for you come from?
It's funny because I never even thought about creating music or being a songwriter when I was playing music for so long, and I realized that it was after Ron Hines put out his Crier's Paradise album in the late 90s, and I think there's something about having someone close proximity doing it that makes it more real and feels like more of a possibility. Because when I saw him play, it was like this person in St. John's, that I started writing the song with that wasn't something I had planned to do, it just started to happen.
Wow. It's funny, did you write poems or anything? Did you ever document your life in any fashion, short stories or anything? You just went right into songwriting out of nowhere, hey?
I wrote one poem with my cousin when we were really young, and I kept it. And I didn't write anything else, and I didn't like English. I'm a math person.
Oh, wow.
I love when there's a right answer. I'm very black and white. So English, I'm very surprised at where that I've started writing songs. Don't know.
Amazing. What's the favorite song you've ever written?
It's one that I'm singing on the show today, Sparrow.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
And why?
I think, probably because it's a bit of a new sound for me. It's hard to explain. I like when things are really, there's less words, there's lots of implied. I'm not I don't know how to explain why, but I enjoy that it's about just something spreading around. So I kind of am using it as a metaphor for what I want for myself and my music. So I'm talking about the Sparrows song going viral and going down the coast of California. And I just imagine myself going down the coast of California, even though I'm talking about the sparrows.
So cool.
Yeah.
Some people watching this are like, these woohoos are high off the juju. That's what's going on here. But we're artists, and songs come from a million different places, and that's the point. We're allowed to chase our fantasy and put that down in words or in art or whatever we choose.
And also in the song, so the song is about the actual sparrow song has changed, and it went viral. So in BC, the white-throated sparrow started singing a new bird song, and through imitation, it went viral all over the continent. And so the bridge of the song says, they were singing the same old song, and they left it all behind. Things change, and you move along when you're ready. So I like the idea of, everyone has to embrace change, but sometimes you're not ready, so you do it when you're ready, and it's a really powerful line for me because I've been going through lots of changes, and it's
haven't we all?
Yeah, well, we all have. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. The word change freaks me out, and I think it freaks a lot of us out because it feels uncertain and scary and intimidating. And yet, evolution we strive for and we want, and it sounds nurturing and amazing, but they're the same thing, isn't that? It's like anxiety and anticipation. They live on the same street.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with change and evolution. They're the same thing, but yet the word makes us feel trepidation over excitement. It's so funny. Sherry, what is your hope for this album and for folks who hear it? What do you wish for them to walk away from?
Good question. I just want lots of people to hear it because, as you know, in the marketing world, it's just so challenging. So you get a song and you want everyone to hear it, and me doing that myself is so challenging to get people to hear it. So that's why it's great to be here today and to sing it for everyone. And I just want people to hear it because I've gotten great feedback, and I know when people hear it, they will enjoy it. There's one woman I met on tour who said that she brings it to her mom, who's an older woman. She's living in a home, and she said that when she played that song, she could see her shoulders relaxing. And like, I want people to just, feel good, feel relaxed.
Do you think that your career in wellness aligns with the kind of music that you make?
Yeah, I think that what I've learned and the way I live through yoga and all the, the spiritual world definitely comes through in my music, because what I live, I definitely write about what's going on in my life and what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
That's scary, isn't it? Like, writing a song and then putting it out there, hoping that people will get it, but not get it too much, and we can really play with our own heads that way, hey?
Yeah. And I also like writing songs. Like the other song I played here today is The Old House at Blackbrook, which is just all about a house. And Stop the Train song, which is just a historic story. So those are fun too, to get away from yourself, get past yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's what music is it's there to help us connect, but also escape in all the right ways.
Yeah.
Where can folks get at you, learn all about your albums, and listen to your music?
Well, I'm everywhere.
I love
so
that about you.
all across the board, it's SS Ryan, and so that's
SS Sherry Ryan.
SS Sherry Ryan. Oh yeah, I forgot the Sherry. Thank you. And that's on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and then SherryRyan.com. And I'm on all the streaming platforms as well, like Spotify. If you follow me on Spotify, that's really helpful these days because that's where it's at.
True that. Well, I love you. I love the music you make.
Love you too.
I love where it's all going. And everyone, please get out there and Google Sherry Ryan, listen to her amazing catalog, and stay tuned for more to come. And Sparrow's the track to click on in that Spotify platform. That's the fresh new. So this is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and you might have heard her say, I hope you're ready. And girl, I am ready.
I don't know if you're ready.
Oh, we're going to see about that. Lindsay, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, I'm so happy that you're here because we've been chatting back and forth through the interwebs about an opportunity in one of your rare visits home to nab you so that we can celebrate all of what you've accomplished in your incredible career.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we've definitely been playing a little bit of, I would say, email tag, but you're just as busy too, Donnie. Don't you play?
We're living life, And it's interesting because we share a passion of creativity. And so I want to ask you, as a photographer, a creative director, a model. I mean, you're an octo-threat. I can go on down the line. I want you to, if I had 1 minute to hear your life story of what led you from here to traveling the world doing what you do, what would you tell me?
A minute. Wow. Well, I mean, I think what it is, I always just followed energy, and I always just believed that I was meant to do something else. I never really fit in. I was never, and I always just followed what was inside of here. So, I mean, it's definitely a journey. I mean, when I left Newfoundland, I went to Boston. I did a one-course program of photography at New England School of Photography in Kenmore Square, and I just kept going. And now I'm sitting here with you. So there's been so many different dynamics, and honestly, it's really interesting for me to even be sitting here to even speak of certain things. I still don't believe it, but I work my butt off, and every day I get up, I know I have a new challenge, but why not? I get paid to create art, and I love what I do, and I love giving opportunities to other people. And I'm from Newfoundland. Like, let's go.
Well, let's pick at a few of the things. Photographer.
Okay.
You do the course. You're in Boston. I mean, what happened next?
So I went to Boston. I did a diploma at College of Atlantic in Stephenville, where I was valedictorian in my program, and then I went to Halifax and did a degree at NASCAT University.
Love NASCAT.
Wow, I'm old. I don't even know where I went to school.
Wise, you mean?
Wiser and more beautiful. And then I did an internship with a fashion photographer from Canada. His name is Chris Nichols. And that was actually in Halifax. And then I booked it to Toronto, and there was opportunities, and I just kept on going, and going. And when I was in Toronto, due to experience with Chris, I got a job at St. Joseph Communications as a fashion photo assistant. It was a one-year contract, and that's really, really rare, unheard of. But realistically, it was, once one thing ended, I had to find something else, because I knew that I had something else inside of me. And now, I mean, most recently, back in October at the Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards, I was named one of the top 25 creatives in Canada. I'm like, what?
Isn't that incredible?
I don't even know.
Like when you get the news that across the country, the eyes are on you as one of the top 25 to watch, that's a humbling moment.
Before the pandemic, I was supposed to pop off, right? And when I got the call, Vicki Millenier, the president of the Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards, she called me and she told me I was on the list. And I was just like, for once, I had nothing to say. I was like, what? Maybe a few tears. But, it was definitely a long haul to going through the pandemic as an artist and still trying to be an artist. But I feel like it's made me a better artist. It's made me a better person. It made me rethink things. I had my first Canadian fashion film in the Canadian Fashion Film Festival, where Cindy Sampson from Private Eyes, who stars opposite Jason Priestley, and that was nominated for the best fashion film. I didn't win, but I didn't even expect to even get it in. And I'm like, so it made me actually look at things that I could do that I wouldn't have probably done, which is crazy. And now we full circle, and things are happening.
Well, you're in front of the camera on red carpets, wearing designer dresses, starring in photo shoots. Talk about that red dress.
So RVNG, Jordan Stewart, she is a very special human. She's probably the hottest female Canadian designer in Canada right now. She's dressed people from like Paris Hilton, Jennifer Hudson.
Wow.
Like, there's a gown that I photographed at New York Fashion Week belonged to her that was on Jennifer Hudson. And like, you see these gowns on here, like, oh my, like that, what? Like, sorry. So she had made me this dress, and it was supposed to be for something else, because I was on the cover of Beyond Fashion magazine, and it just didn't work out. So then the dress was put aside, and then when CAFA came up, it was a red dress, top 25 in Canada on the new Gen list, which is the first time the Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards has recognized emerging talent like that.
Wow.
And we were legit, we shot a lookbook out in somewhere out in northern Ontario, and at 2:00 in the morning, she's like, get the dress. She's cutting up the dress and sewing it on me, because it's changed, because it's been a couple of years, and she dressed like Amanda Brugel for the Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards, who is a very well-known Canadian actress. She was, and it was like this RVNG army, and honestly, it was my fashion Cinderella moment.
Wow.
And it was gorgeous. And I have so much respect for someone who would like do something like that for me.
That's so great.
It's
well,
great.
the energy you give out is what you get back. Do you believe that?
I do, definitely, 100%. I feel that you have people in your creative career that you have to, there's people that you have to experience and let go, and the people you stay next to.
That's right.
And RV&G is definitely someone that I stay next to, for sure.
I love that idea about experiencing people.
Yeah, I think it's important because no experience is a bad experience. I mean, if you experience something that doesn't really sit well with you, that means you're going to experience that with in another situation, but you know how to understand that situation better. Creative people are all about energy. Not everybody's for everybody. And, being from Newfoundland, I want to know everybody. And in the beginning, I was like, la, 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 la. Now I'm just like,
protecting your energy.
I'm like, okay, like, what do because you have to, because people mistake that as a weakness, and that's far from it. But being from Newfoundland is one of the reasons why I'm so successful, because that energy that I bring on sets, how I got on sets, how I started assisting doing this, it's my Newfoundland spirit. And I wouldn't be where I am without being from Newfoundland, 150%.
I love to hear that. And we're in our final minute of hang. Hustle, what does it mean to you?
Don't take any BS, and you are responsible for your own, that's what that is. Like Scarlett Bobo, I just shot her for a cover for basically Addicted magazine, and essentially that was a hustle.
You creative direct for that magazine, yes?
I'm the creative director and the fashion editor of that magazine.
Unreal.
And actually, Rain Mehta and Chantal Creviazzo are going to be on it this month as well.
Can't wait to see that. I saw the previews.
Yeah, to put all that together, right? That's a hustle. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it doesn't work out. Don't hold on to that. Just keep going forward. You can't.
You're so right. What good advice.
Just go with it, because it's not meant to be. So what's meant to be? So go find that, because if you sit in this, you're gonna sit here. You're not gonna be here.
Lindsay, will you come back the next time you're in town?
Yes, please. 100%.
You're my favorite find of 2022. Let's make 2023 a year to remember.
Thanks, Amy. Bye.
Guys, Lindsay Ann, check her out. She's doing all the things, and we can't wait to see her continue to blow up. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you so much for helping me to kick off the 2023 season of Out of the Fog right. Thank you, Lindsay and Delaney. Love you so much. Can't wait to see the next thing you're going to do across the land to keep all of us proud here at home. And Sherry Ryan, thank you so much for the hangs, the chats about the songs behind the music, and talking about your latest album. We're going to play out song number 2 from Sherry Ryan this evening. Make sure you check her out. Come see her when she's on tour. She is amazing. This is Out of the Fog. And we'll see you next time.
You may not get to see it unless you're heading west. The old house on the highway, the Black Brook is the best. Chopped off to the side, still there in full view. Woodpile, gravel drive, and rolling hills of blue. Was it built 100 years ago? Was the highway even there? With cars and trucks passing by, and passengers who stare. A carload of us saw it on our way out here today. We all agreed if we could, we'd pack it in and stay. The old house at Black Brook is not something you see when you're heading in the highway from the west coast to the east. On your way to Clarenville, there on your left side, there's an old house tucked in a hill where beauty likes to hide. artist pointed out the view just across the way. Cliffs, trees, ocean on a $1 million day. An old salt box, they call it, like the ones everywhere. A kitchen, a parlor, bedrooms up the stairs. The old house at Blackbrook is not something you see when you're heading in the highway from the west coast to the east. On your way to Clarendon, there on your left side, there's an old house tucked in a hill where beauty likes to hide. Look for that old house tucked in a hill where beauty likes to hide.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
With clubs, leagues, and